Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're back again. Storm here.
I'm here.
Kimmy here.
Every time, just because I can. Come, join us while we watch WandaVision. It sounds like Thanos has a lot of coins in here. All those mechanical gears or something. Cling clanging of metal. So, anywho, we are enjoying the series. We're on episode 4. This one's called We Interrupt This Program, which makes sense.
Yes, it does. Geraldine's out of her
I see her.
reality.
Yes.
Yeah.
We see her in like normal present day clothes. There's a guy there, but I don't know if we're supposed to know him or not. He does not look familiar to me, but I guess we'll find out. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was crazy last time. So she was actually pushed out of Wanda's reality.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And
Yes.
I don't know if that was out of her control because a bunch of people with guns surrounded her. So maybe she's part of that team and they just kind of thought they weren't sure it was her. They weren't sure who got out of there. So they had to take precautions.
Yeah, and Geraldine wasn't phased on the craziness that was going on in the house.
No, she wasn't,
Gave
definitely.
birth. She, made mention about her brother, about what happened to him, about Ultron.
Her twin.
Yeah.
And that ticked her off, so she was booted out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's interesting with the different characters where some feel like they are fully fabricated by Wanda, but then others seem like employees that are in her mind, but they're actual people. So she's an actual person, but other ones, like we were talking about in the first episode when that couple went over for dinner. And when the guy started choking, immediately the wife broke down and kept saying, stop it, stop it, stop
Yeah.
it. So that seemed like a full fabrication because when Wanda couldn't piece things together or was like having a memory issue, like that's when her vision would glitch. But with Geraldine, like she actually wanted to help Wanda and she actually got nervous and was still communicating. It wasn't like she just broke down. It was like just stuttering and saying the same sentence over again like she was a robot. Like she was kind of freaked out and trying to like play the
Yeah, and
part.
she wanted to stay with her. She didn't want to leave. And, Wanda was, very pregnant. And she just wants Geraldine, get the bucket and get out. And
Yeah.
she didn't. She just wanted to stay and converse. And she wasn't fazed by the stork pecking at her. Like, it was like very odd that she wasn't.
was odd,
she was
yeah.
much different than the other characters in the neighborhood,
Yeah.
where you can see that she is probably of the true reality coming in trying to help Wanda.
Yeah, because her other neighbors too
so,
were
yeah.
also kind of making fun of her and kind of like suspicious of her because she's single on her own, and they kept making like
Yeah, and
weird
she's not
comments
from
like that.
here. She doesn't have any family.
Yeah, so that's weird
That's
to
right,
say
yeah.
that. So it was almost like a warning, or like maybe she's coming in like a virus and they don't like it, so they're kind of like saying these negative things about her. Like, we don't know who this is, so she's going to disrupt what's going on, kind of thing. So who knows? And a few of you have been telling us a little bit about the sword symbol, and it sounds like it's an organization from the comic books. So it
Okay.
might be like S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm not sure if it's a good organization or bad one. So we'll find out, I guess. So I'm assuming because like Wanda keeps seeing that symbol everywhere that they have control of her or trying to maintain her chaos, if there is chaos. I mean, I see a huge force field and immediately I think that's Wanda doing it. It just kind of resembles her power. I don't know, with like the purpley, I mean, I'm going very basic here, but with the purpley red like magic that she does, that, they just have to contain her in some way. But I guess we'll find out more.
Yeah, and
We will,
we're just
yes.
getting more and more of her reality every episode.
Definitely.
Yes.
Coming in and intruding on her. Like she couldn't when she was ticked off at Geraldine about talking about Ultron, and she just booted her out instead of just resetting.
Yeah.
Like she does with Vision, or
You're
when
right.
Vision's
yeah.
boss was choking, she reset. So, and had, Vision help his boss and, make him,
Yeah, there she
Saved
gave
him.
commands, to
now
to do
she
stuff.
just booted her out. She just couldn't take
Yeah.
it.
Anymore,
Yeah, because there was 2 other times that they actually fully reset where they were like, something's wrong, what's going on, and seeing that beekeeper guy or something, it would just like completely reset. So why is this time different? Why? Because she was maybe she's a real person. So I'm hoping that there are other real people in there. I'm holding on to a sliver of hope that somehow Vision can come back. that maybe she has, like, I don't know, some ability to have part of his soul there. I don't know, but we'll find out.
We'll find out.
I really don't think
sure.
so, just because that's like, he was destroyed, his skull was crushed in. And I meant to say this a couple episodes ago, but it was really funny in the first episode when Wanda was like, oh, my husband and his indestructible head. And I thought it was a funny line, but then I thought about it afterwards, and you guys mentioned it too, that it was actually a sad thing because that's how he was killed the second time, because Thanos crushed in his skull. So I don't mean to laugh, but like, how morbid is that? And then, but that was her memory, so she made it into a joke. But you know, I was like, oh, so they actually have like tidbits of humor, but like, you know, hints to what was real. And I was like,
really
holy crap!
happened, yes.
So that makes sense. So, anywho, shall we watch episode 4? We interrupt this program.
Okay,
Yes.
let's do it.
All right, 104. Going to dust. Reverse. Ooh.
Ooh.
Was she put back?
Oh, so everyone's in crisis.
Oh my
What?
gosh. Whoa.
This is so weird. It's like a reverse
my
effect of
goodness.
Thanos.
Yeah, watch out. You might bump into...
Ooh.
What?
What the heck?
Darling, where's my mom? She died, honey.
What?
Oh.
What? My mom is Maria Rambo.
Oh.
Look it up. I mean, look it up.
Oh.
Maria died 3 years ago.
I was going to say it was going to be a long time.
Oh, yeah.
It was 2 years after you disappeared.
Sword. I love it how literal it is. It's great.
Ma'am, over here, please.
I work here,
If you
and
did, your badge would work, wouldn't it?
right.
Oh.
You're a
I
jerk.
have a meeting with.
Yes. You know, that's Captain Marvel's friend.
Oh my god.
So that must
My
be...
gosh, yeah.
I wonder if that's the daughter.
It also says observation and response on that door.
The world's not the same as you left it. Space is now full of unexpected threats.
Always was.
Your mom built this place from the ground up. You grew up here.
You were the obvious choice.
I was the only choice.
I wasn't gonna say it. Look, Tyler, you know the job you have to do.
Missing persons case up in Jersey.
Missing persons.
I know, but they've requested use of one of our imaging drones, and I need a chaperone. There's no easy way to say this, but you're grounded.
Whose protocol is this?
Your mother's. Look, I know it's a raw deal, but there is one positive takeaway.
What's that?
She believed you'd come back. Keep me updated, Captain.
Wow. I'm like, what?
Yeah, right.
Good connection, Kimmy.
Westview. Wandaland.
Your missing person is in the witness protection program.
I have contacted known associates, relatives.
And let me guess,
He
none
was
of
in-
them have seen him either.
He was
Pardon me,
also in
Sheriff.
MCU.
Would you mind repeating your claim about Westview to my colleague here?
No such place.
Thank you, Sheriff. I'll reach out if we need any further assistance.
So you can't reach anyone inside, and everyone on the outside has some sort of selective amnesia. Why haven't you gone inside to investigate?
Because it doesn't want me to. You
So
can
weird.
feel it too, can't
That
you?
is weird.
Oh my god.
Bizarre.
Okay, what? Ooh, this is press.
Uh-oh. It's gonna meet up with Wanda's helicopter.
What about you?
Look.
Oh yeah. Oh, and then so you just walk in and you just become part of it. Weird. Look at that.
Oh, wow, okay, yeah. Ooh, look at that.
Don't keep doing it, and then she
Oh
goes
my
in.
God. That's where she goes in. So,
Pulls you in.
oh, okay, that's why she goes in. Oh,
Population
well.
just went up one.
Yeah. I wonder if the sign keeps like updating.
Clicking.
Oh wait, she's back too, Darcy.
We got the full clown car.
I'm a chemical engineer.
No one cares.
She's always been like that.
Yes, it is.
Dr. Lewis.
We have your gear set up inside.
So when she starts finding random
Those
objects,
drones
or
are sending in.
That's right.
Somewhere a lady could get a cup of coffee. You guys look like you might get down with those little pod things. Horrendous for the environment.
Make your assessment, please.
CM.
Cosmic microwave background radiation.
Ooh.
There are longer wavelengths superimposed over the noise here. I got it.
Don't bother
Gee,
him.
whoa.
I need a TV. An
Oh,
old
so they've
one.
been watching like this. Does anyone have a TV like that
The
anymore?
boob tube,
Yeah.
right?
Try to find anything you can on Rambo.
Copy that.
Okay, so that must
The
be
beekeeper guy came
Yes.
through. I think I just just thought of this.
Yeah.
Like a
It-
beekeeper
yeah, it
suit.
does look like a beekeeper.
There's no reason to suspect the perimeter doesn't extend subterraneously.
There's no reason to suspect it does. Someone must really miss you back at Quantico.
No, sir. Softball season's over, sir.
What do we have up? Someone get me a useful visual, damn it. What was that?
Well, that was freaking scary. It's like a monster. Oh, laughing.
Look, I know it's been a crazy few years on this planet, but he's dead, right?
Where's this coming from?
Out there.
You didn't answer the back door.
Is it happening in real time? Is it recorded, fabricated?
I don't know, and I don't know.
What do you know?
Voila, sound and picture.
Dinner is served.
Gotta hire Wanda.
So you're
Oh,
saying
yeah.
the universe created.
I need immediate analysis. Now, people. Let's go.
Oh, geez.
Maybe I could get that coffee now?
You made fun of a
Or
Keurig.
not? That's cool.
She's gonna get a popcorn out and
Yes.
start watching.
We successfully identified 2 individuals inside the Westview anomaly. Let's keep going.
So all these people are real people.
Mm-hmm.
Agent Wu. Abhilash Tandon as Norm.
Ah,
Finding everybody.
is Vision alive?
Yes.
Copter is Jones.
Right.
John Collins is Herb.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh, God.
like her.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she's Geraldine.
There she is.
Does
Yeah.
she seem okay to you?
What are we looking at here? Is it an alternate reality, time travel, some cockamamie social experiment?
It's a sitcom. You've seen that radio on Wanda's kitchen counter, right? We'll shoot a signal to that little guy. This is totally gonna work.
Oh.
Don't touch
Oh.
it.
So when he
Wow.
was calling
Oh my
through the
goodness.
radio.
Ah,
Yes.
yes.
Like a retro version of a sword drone?
Bingo. Why'd you colorize it?
I didn't.
Let's get the show on the road.
Oh, Cheng.
Bigger, better.
Okay, here.
Jimmy, Monica is talking to Wanda. She's got a speaking part now.
Wanda. Wanda, can you read me? Over. Wanda.
So I thought it was Captain America. Ah, see, jump. You don't
Yeah.
see the cut.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
It's over. Mission failure.
It's worth a try. Good effort, Doctor.
Yeah,
Huh.
coming in.
Here it goes.
Oh, seeing it changed
Oh, yeah.
to fit the show.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh,
And
It's
it
the
stays that
old-fashioned
way.
Toys.
gosh.
So when she reset there, what happened to him? Right? Because she reset after that one.
Yeah.
That's right.
I can't believe Wanda and Vision are having a baby.
You want any?
A little Jimmy Woo. Get him a tiny little FJ dash. Oh, you took a chip? Sure.
He's so cute.
Jimmy Woo.
Look at me.
Twins. What a twist. But I'm invested.
Who are you?
Wow, this is different.
Yeah, we didn't see this part. Oh yeah, then it
What
jumped.
happened? Where'd she go?
God, not again.
See?
Wanda, I'm just your neighbor. Then how did you know about Ultron?
Oh, boy.
Whoa.
Whoa, wait.
Well, thank God she's okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's creepy.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
Oh, that's.
no.
Oh my God, it's got
More
some
of her
dark.
reality.
Mm.
I have everything under control.
So she's. It's her little bubble.
Well, what should we watch tonight?
The music. It's kind of like. Wow.
Stand by.
Wow,
Stand by. That was a different stand by.
Wow, that is really.
Great music.
Blue child.
My God. Yeah.
Wow.
That was insane.
That was
What a
insane.
difference. Just taking all that in. Very different.
Wow, sure.
We're
So we got a lot of connections there.
We were thrown right into reality, yeah.
Definitely.
So what'd you guys think?
Excellent.
Wow, that was
Answers a
really
lot of
good,
questions.
It does. It really
Sure
does.
does.
And it's kind of straightforward. She's in full control. She took over a town. How are they
You
going to
were
get
right.
to her?
You thought that all
That's right.
along.
My God.
Yeah, I thought maybe Sword was controlling her just to keep her in check so she wouldn't go like explode or something, like take over the whole
'Cause
world
she's
or
so
something.
powerful,
'Cause
yeah.
she's so
That's right,
powerful
yes.
and
Oh,
unstable
yeah.
or something. So I thought maybe they found her and they had employees going in, voluntarily to actually be part of her world, to help her stay stable in that state, I guess. But no, like she's full on in charge of this.
Yeah,
and there's victims
right, yeah.
involved.
Yeah, there is. So
Wow.
everybody there, her neighbors, they were pushed in there too.
Yeah. And she's
Yeah, I
a
think
threat.
so.
Like, it's scary because we saw how kind and compassionate that Wanda can be, because she really, she was so upset when she was fighting those terrorists in one of the movies and she threw the bomb up or something and it hit the city, or it hit the building,
Yeah.
that she killed people there. And she was so traumatized from that.
Yes.
That's right.
It's crazy. So we know that she's, anyways, a really caring person. And she's losing it, I guess, and she doesn't want to leave this reality that she made up,
She
because
doesn't want to let it go.
Right.
she wants to have that safety bubble of when she was happy and things were good and the life that she wanted. Like, we were kind of guessing that that's why she was having these, visions of vision, like having these
Vision, yeah,
sitcoms,
definitely.
like this happy lifestyle or perfect life with her husband. That never happened. They never got married or anything.
Yeah.
That was dark, actually, seeing him come in and his
Oh,
head was
yes.
crushed in
Oh,
and he
yes.
was dead,
Oh, God.
talking like a zombie. Oh my God, like that. I was like, holy
really
crap.
Bizarre.
And I wasn't sure what kind of turn this would take, but I was kind of hoping it would go this way.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so
Not
different.
keep guessing and guessing and guessing.
Guessing,
And
yeah.
keeping it
Fourth
light and
episode now.
silly. Because
Yeah.
I thought after the first 3 episodes, I'm like, okay, we're going to see, but now we're getting closer to the present time. But I was like, we're just going to constantly see some kind of sitcom that resembles something of that decade. And we're only going to see little glimpses of what possibly is going on in the present time. And then at the finale, it was going to show us more. But no, we're full on now transitioning.
Oh, sure.
And I like how the cuts
Oh, yeah.
change too, where we have full screen. Well, we have side cut, old school way, and then we have full screen, then we have widescreen, and it would go even wider when it would get more intense.
That's right.
So
Yes,
when Wanda got
definitely.
dark, it was like,
Yeah.
"Ugh," and I was like, oh God, more widescreen. But yeah, so I feel really bad for her, and I feel bad for all her victims, because even though, yes, this is safe and I need this, I don't think she realizes, even though she pushed out the intruder, I don't think she realizes what she's doing to innocent people. Right now, she's
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
just thinking it's okay, this is perfect, everything's nice, because of how she was in the movies. She's such a caring person that intentionally, if she was in her right mind, she wouldn't enslave people to do this for her.
Yeah.
It's almost like he was going to say we're controlled by Wanda, but I wonder if they were from the blip that came back and they're stuck in there now and she's taking control of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or were they curious and went through the shield?
That's a good point,
That's right, yeah.
because I was thinking a couple different scenarios. That's a good point, because maybe with the blip, with everyone coming back, they were just in there. That's where they originated from, like you
Blip,
said.
yeah.
So maybe they're more in tune to Wanda, more brain controlled, because they weren't outside first.
Yes.
Or just being in there longer, driving in, walking in, whatever, tends to warp your mind where you're more true to her vision, because she was not that long in there and she was able to break out of it a little bit. Yeah, so maybe that was a thing. I'm not quite sure, but that's a good theory.
And Geraldine knows about Ultron because she's in Sword, so she knows the ins and outs of Wanda. She knows all about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the people, even just driving in, going through Westview to go to another town, they were stuck.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they don't know about Wanda and all that happened after the blip.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is a random thing I want to say really quick, too. After you said that, I was thinking, you can't leave, right? And we know that. But with the doctor last time, when he was like, oh, I couldn't even go on vacation. Remember, he goes, no one can leave here. And the Vision was like, what? And I'm like, oh, weird. That's kind of freaky to say that. So if they're just made up people, like, why would they say something like that? But no, they're real people. So that's really crazy. I love this idea. It's really sad. I don't know how they're going to get to Wanda. But I also want to say that the beginning was so freaky with seeing people come back.
Oh, yes.
Because we never actually saw that. We saw everyone disappear, but actually reverse effect where they're ash again and then they come back into a solid form. I thought that could be that, but then I just kept going back to Wanda, that maybe she is fabricating this or resetting this and making this a new idea in her head. But I'm like, it's too real and chaotic and terrible. So, because people are screaming and then more people are filling up the hospital. Once they started saying max capacity, I was okay, no, this is the blip. And right when I started realizing that, oh my God, when Geraldine's like, where's my mom? And, that was so sad. And it was many years later. So it was like, crap, that sucks. That was so sad. But whoa, so to actually see him come back like that was traumatizing, but it was so cool to see that and people screaming like, oh my God, you're back. And kind of seeing right away like what people had to do when people started reappearing. Because that's half the universe,
And it's so weird for the people that didn't go through it, like the doctor. It just like reset. Like, I wonder where they were. Were they in like this holding pattern?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because she was in the hospital. She was waiting for her mom to return to the room to leave because she was being discharged that day. But the doctor's like, no, she died years ago. So it's weird how it's the same spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess wherever you like disappeared from, that's where you reappeared. So you can really overthink it, because I started thinking like, can you imagine like if someone was sitting in that chair already that didn't blip away, and then they come back and sit on your lap or something. Hopefully they don't infuse into that person. Or I was thinking like if a building was demolished and now like there's a cliff there, or if there's like a new building with a wall there, do you get infused into the wall and die? Like, sorry, getting morbid now, but overthinking it. I don't think it would do that, but hopefully not. But that's a good point. So I really think it's just luckily no one was in that chair. The chair was right where she left it, maybe. Or the universe just has a way to be like, you were kind of in this area, and so we're just going to place it here. But how sad is that? Like, you blip, you think your mom's great, she's doing good, and then to get that kind of news. Especially in all that chaos. People are screaming and running around you, like hitting into each other, trampling. Yeah, and then hearing this. Like, that was such a great scene, because we all felt it. I was so upset hearing that, like feeling what she was feeling. And I like the connection you make, Kim. I'm so looking that up after this, because we're up to date, and we watch on the day that the new WandaVision episodes come out. But I want to see, so you think that is Captain Marvel's friend's daughter, the little girl?
I think that's Captain Marvel's friend. Remember, she hung out at her house?
Yeah.
And they were good friends. And then the little girl that helped her with the colors of her,
So you think that's a little girl?
I think that's the little girl.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name, but
I know that's why I spaced out. I'm like, crap, and I did like that movie. We love all the Marvel movies, and that's why we want to go back. And we only seen them once, and we need to go.
And the mother had the plane in the hangar.
Yeah.
So that would make sense.
And we zoomed in onto her name when she walked back into Sword. So it was like, yes, you're right, that is her. So that is so exciting. And then Darcy came back too. We haven't seen her since Thor 2. And that's another good reason why we have to go back to Marvel and rewatch those movies, because like we haven't seen those in a while. And we saw, unfortunately, like in the beginning of doing the channel, we weren't sure about saying in theatrical order, my bad, but we did Guardians of the Galaxy first.
That's right.
And you guys had no clue about the MCU, so it was okay to watch that out of order. I know some of you will debate that, of course, but at the time, because it didn't really like talk too much about anything else, it was just about the Guardians. We saw that first, and then we saw Thor, so we went completely out of order, and we saw Thor 2, and then I think we went to Iron Man. So anyways, we haven't seen Darcy and all those people in a very, very long time.
And Agent Wu.
And Agent Wu. I like him a lot, and it took a little bit, but I believe he was an Ant-Man, because I remember that sweet guy trying to help out Ant-Man or something.
I remember. I think
so. I was like, maybe it was in Doctor Strange. I'm like, no, that was Ant-Man. So you guys were like, oh my God. But again, like we just watch a ton of stuff and we've only seen it once. So I'm like, crap, like I want to go back and relive it. So, and I'm sure you guys are going to let us know as well. So thank you for that. But this was exciting. So we're actually bringing in other characters from the MCU. And
now they're
Darcy's
pulling
back.
all these old tube TVs out.
Oh, that's right.
From
Yeah.
wherever to just really view what's going on with it's really WandaView. Westview.
WandaVision, Westview. So it's a very interesting concept, and I really like it. And it's fun how the cuts keep changing. So this episode's most likely going to stay in full screen mode because we have different formats for our channel where we have for theatrical or widescreen and then full screen. But just because I have a feeling we're going to go back and forth with like different cuts, we'll probably just stay safe and stay in. For our editors, so thank you guys. Just because I've done that for like The Mandalorian when they did this cool scene where it was like, it's mainly widescreen and then they had this monster. So they went full screen to really show like how big it was for scale. And it was such a pain for something so small to just change that format. It took like an extra hour of me editing where I was like, oh my God, to get all that right. But anywho, so just to make it easier, but it's so cool that they pay attention to that. And I can't imagine how much work they put into this to keep changing the cuts, because it's not just like, oh, we're just going to cut this out. They actually have to reformat it and place characters differently to really make it work. So anyways, very cool. Love the show.
Great.
This was definitely an upgrade for me. I enjoyed the idea of the first 3 episodes, but after last episode, it got a little darker. We started seeing more of Wanda going like, who are you? Like threatening Geraldine. And I was like, oh God, this isn't good. I was kind of hoping, because it was more like they're all fillers, they're all like silly sitcoms that don't really have true stories to them. They're basic stories and, with the same kind of like happy ending every episode. So I was kind of hoping that it wouldn't be like that all the way through after last episode, because I was like, all right, well, this is kind of getting a little old. I want to know more about what's actually going on in Wanda's head. So now we're like thrown completely into it, where I'm like, all right, this is getting really exciting.
And it's like we did need those 3 episodes in the beginning to understand where we're going forward.
Yeah. And seeing it in this episode alone made me sad, because it was almost like we were reliving an old show that we enjoyed, which we did, but like an old school show that we saw a long time ago, and being like, wow, this is the actual meaning behind it. Like, this is sad. Like, she's trying to be happy and, he's dead. And it just made me think more like, oh man, like, it doesn't exist.
And she doesn't want to let go, and she's so powerful. They didn't show, and it's funny, I like how they were doing like the FBI kind of scene, like trying to find all these missing people, and they do all the characters in the neighborhood, but they didn't show Agnes yet, unless they were just going on and on and on. But like, she was an important in each of those 3 episodes, and they didn't show, like, I don't know if she's got a more purpose.
That's true, because we saw her first, right? And then
we did,
because
she was very involved.
Yeah,
and she was the one who was speaking up, like talking to the neighbor, and then she was like, "Oh, well, she's alone." Like, she was the one who was saying all those things to Wanda, right? Like her secondhand girl or something. Like,
right. She was the gossip in the neighborhood. She knew everything about everyone. So I wonder if she's going to play a bigger part.
I wonder too.
Later.
Because maybe she's been in there the longest. Maybe she was right next to Wanda. Maybe Wanda just went into a coma or something and passed out, and then all this magic happens on her end, and she can't control it. She can, but she can't, because like she's just in her own happy bubble that she doesn't realize what she's actually doing.
Yeah.
Maybe like a dream. Sometimes you might end up yelling at someone like, "Get out of here! This is good." Like, I don't know. Like, I just don't think if she realized what she was doing, if these people were real, like if she knew she was actually doing this for real, I think she would have been different. But yeah, so very interested. I want to know what's going on.
Much so. I like it.
I did too.
It was good, very good.
Again, I enjoyed the first 3 episodes, but it was so different that I'm like, all right, and taking it episode by episode, and then I was like, all right, this is cool. Let's just see where this is going to go. And I'm glad they did this turn in this episode to see what was really going on. So very good.
Yeah.
Please let us know what you thought of this.
I really enjoyed it.
I did too.
Yes,
I did too. I look forward to more for sure. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll see you very soon as always. Ring that bell.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Bye. The next episode's available on our Patreon now. Woo!
Go, go.